Just noticed something. I have more stuff that I wanted to talk about. I wanted to also talk about my other adventure out in Harlem, or should I say adventures out in Harlem, to experience more art, more books, more conversations, and more creativity. And I know I just talked about something in another video and I look the same. We're going to call this part two. I'm going to be speaking on two different occasions. Both happen to have taken place in Harlem for the most part. I'm trying to think if I'm going to sneak in something else that did not take place in Harlem. I'm looking around me for the clues. I don't think so, but if something wasn't in Harlem, I'll make sure to just note where it was. So this first thing I'm going to talk about is a little different than books, but one thing I want to do on this channel was to shine light and bring love to these things and for my love and joy for them onto my channel, in terms of talking about art and my experiences of seeing art. It's one of my favorite things. I geek out and I get lost in art. When I have a bigger space, I tell you, they're going to be nothing but like, I want the space where art is cluttered on my wall. Where it's just looks like a museum in my house. I'm excited for that. I'm excited for like art projects. You can't see the wall behind you, but I have like a little flower wall back there. So I love to get into art projects. And when I tell you I really love art and I love any opportunity I get to go to a museum and kind of just be there, like that's my thing. So yeah. Back in July, I went to the Harlem Renaissance exhibit at the Met Museum. It was beautiful. I wish I went earlier because it was a really big exhibit. I'm one of the people that I need to see and read everything, especially things that stand out to me or stick out to me. I want to see it. I want to like.
Uh-huh. You see this too, right? What do you think? Yeah, because when I saw it, I am more so. I see this over. Do you see the colors? Look at the texture. No, like, are you kidding me? Like,
that's not really me, but in my head, that's me. One of my favorite things about the Harlem Renaissance, not only just the resistance, but like the huge factor into culture, fashion, art. Like it was a really big time for jazz, musically, all of those things. Grateful for my experience even going to a historically Black university where things of this part of our history was talked about, so you can learn more about it. One of the souvenirs that I purchased though was the Harlem Renaissance. While I'm very familiar with it, I'm not well versed on it, and I want to become well versed on it and understanding and be able to like. Let me tell you a fun fact about the Harlem Renaissance. I would love that. So I got this. I purchased this. Oh, some of the art, just like on postcards. I don't see myself actually sending these out, but what I probably will do with it is make a collage of some sorts and kind of like figure out how I'm going to place them or have them on display, or even if they're just like laminated and little small. I don't know. I don't give away all my ideas because I don't even know what I'm gonna do with it. But I'm gonna show you some of these and try to do a quick little slideshow of it. So that was from the Met. Really enjoyed it. If this exhibit travels to where you are or if it comes back, I would 100% go back to it. let's take a quick little pickle, get you a snack, because the next one I'm going to talk about is my adventure to, it was a book festival, I think, something like that. I'll be right back in like 1 second. This bag is a little, listen, I'm supposed to bang it on here and show you this. Okay, so this one I went to was the Harlem Book Fair, and it took place at the Adam Clayton building out in Harlem, or the Adam Clayton Powell building. And this was back in September. I don't remember the date that it was on, but yeah, lots of fun. I'm gonna insert my little reel really quickly from when I visited, and then we'll get on here and talk a little bit more about what else I purchased. On September 7th, my side quest mission of the day was to head on over to the Harlem Book Fair. Now, I've never been to the Harlem Book Fair before, but from the flyers, I knew to expect really good panel discussions and people talking about their books. So I started my day at Talia Cadet's panel discussion on Love is a Revolution, Black Love and Fiction. I saw my girl Natasha Bishop. I got to hear and speak with Dr. Griffith and Olivia Linden, and it was just a really great conversation around how love, specifically from the Black love perspective, is categorized and spoken about in literature, and I really enjoyed it. Next, I went over to the On Poetry, Power in the Word panel discussion and got to sit and talk with Brad Walrond, Cynthia Manig, Anastasia Renee. And I feel like poetry is one of my love languages, so I always have a soft spot for it. And it was led by this beauty, Kayla, from Black Girl Book Adventures. But back outside, it was lots and lots of books, children's books, local authors, independent authors who published their own works. There was a children's corner with live reading. They had arts and craft for the kids. You got to talk up and personal with the folks, and it just was a really great community experience. And there goes me finding a camera to talk in front of, but supporting local authors, seeing their journey, the inspirations is really inspiring. So yes, as I said, I went to that. It was again a different type of event. This one had a lot of independent authors, and they had also panel discussions with these authors based on the genres of book that they write about, or just like heavy topics that they can contribute conversations to, again, based on the type of work that they push and they write, maybe their journey through self-publishing, things of that nature. And it was informing of the processes, but it was nice just being in the room, sharing the spaces with, I call them hustlers, because self-publishing, being an independent author, and really driving your work, that's a level of belief and just a strong tenacity. And I love events like this where you are really uplifting. What the? I changed my battery, and that don't really have much battery either. Guess that means I gotta wrap this up, huh? We're here for a good time, not a long time. But yeah, what was I saying? I love those types of events because they really kind of just like bring these names into the masses. And one, your next door neighbor can be a full-on writer and author, and it's great for these spaces to help circulate like celebration for them and get their work out and share it. And I'm one of the driving forces for that because I'm purchasing them. I wanted to purchase one of Natasha Bishop's. I think she also talked about her series. I forgot the name of it. I can't think of it right now. I'm gonna put it here when I go look it up. She's talking mostly about this series, and I don't have that series. I didn't read that series, so I was gonna purchase that. But come to find out, they didn't have it to purchase. So that was fine. There was another panelist that I was introduced to while I was familiar with her, but like I never really saw her work. But when I was hearing her talk, she had a customer in me, because I'm just like, I like what you're talking about, girl. So I ended up ordering her book. She gave me a little coupon code, and I'm gonna actually read this card for the first time because I opened this package, but I did not look to see what it is. I was like, I'm gonna say for the video to have a real-time reaction. So she has a series called the R&B series. Now she mixed two of my favorite things. One R&B, and 2 love and romance. Actually 3 black love. So yeah, her name is Olivia Linden. I'm really, really excited to get into these. Olivia Linden, the R&B series. I'm dropping stuff. She done sent me goodies in this little thing, and here I am just dropping it. Oh, she gave me a couple of fun little stickers. So I got this. I got a cute little bookmark. It reminds me of like the old school when you go to the library and they kind of just like write your stuff down there. Fun. Let's read it. I promise you, I did not even read this yet. It probably just says thank you, but I love cards, especially when they're personalized to me. Okay, let's go. To Jasmine, I hope you fall in love with the R&B series as much as I have. Thank you for your support, Olivia. I am excited, Olivia! And then I walked outside for a little bit, and there were a lot of authors out there, and they were like from all types of genres: self-help, fiction, crime, children's books. But there was one children's book in particular. Actually, before I get to that, there's a little children's corner, and authors were reading to the children's. It was so cute and very interactive. So I love that type of stuff. But as I was making my way over there, there was one in particular that just caught my eye, and I made a little beeline. And I know that Nastasha, when she saw me come in, she was like, I got her. You sure did. When you make a book and you got a little fro on it, and the name of the book is called Puffy, you got me. You got me. According to Nastasha, this book is about a little girl who has a relationship with her puff or her hair. And it's like if your hair could talk, in this case, if your fro or your puff could talk, what would it say? And it's this little girl navigating her life with it. And it also, like, the lesson in it is teaching you to love your hair and getting excited to like just rock it. Look at the imagery. Hi, my name is Puffy and I live on Kayla's hair. Or I live on Kayla's head. It's so cute. Come on now. It's cute. The last thing I got, now this one I got for the free 99. I got a bag that said the best stories are the ones you like. And to get this bag, all you had to do, I'm lying, I have more stuff I gotta talk about. To get that bag, you had to talk about your favorite books. One of the last books that I had purchased while at the Harlem, whoops, I just dropped this stuff. At the Harlem Book Fair was this poetry book. Now I went to a panel and it was on poetry and poets who were there, and they were speaking about their work and just like speaking around poetry in this day and age and how they're sticking to like this work, this powerful work. But Cynthia Manick, she captivated me, and I was curious about more of her stuff, so I purchased her book and she signed it. I love getting signatures on the books and stuff. So yeah, she read a couple of her pieces there, and I was like, I like this. So yeah. One of the ones that she did read was about how she uses the Calm app, and Idris Elba's voice takes her to sleep every night. So it's one of them ones where it's like the reason why I love poets is like they're wordsmiths, like natural wordsmiths. So it's just I can't stay here. I ain't got all day. My battery gonna die in a minute, but I can stay here if I wanted to. So yeah, and I'm gonna wrap this up, just including 2 more items that I wanted to share. These are not related to the Harlem Book Fair nor the Met, but these are 2 other book quick talks or book conversations with authors that I went to. And one was from September, the other one was from earlier this month being November. And I wanted to share. So I went to Adonis. I think the name of the bookstore is Adonis. In Brooklyn, and it's one of them things where right place, right time. Like I was supposed to be at this conversation. I know it was aligned for me to be at this particular bookstore, meeting this particular author, and purchasing this particular book. I didn't know who this author was before I purchased it, but and I didn't know what she was gonna be talking about. I saw the flyer. I read what the book was about, and I was like, hey, I'm curious. I want to know about that. So I went, and the name of her book is "Build It and They Will Come." Build It and They Will Come, a guide to architecting intentional community. Man, I haven't started it yet, but I forget. Like I really be out here and have people sign my stuff. But she signed it, and she wrote a cute little message on the side because we had an actual conversation about how my spirit needed to hear her speak about her book so passionately in that way, and like her goal and motivation for writing this book, as a piece, as a guide to all of that. So Kat was the sweetest and she was the realest. My camera's not in focus. Hello. So to wrap this up, I went to the Barnes and Noble, and they had Kennedy Ryan, and she talked about the re-release or the republication of her book Real. And so basically it was picked up by publishing, and once that happens, it's a really major big deal, especially for independent authors. And Kennedy, I've read 2 of her books. I have read Before I Let Go. I think I've talked about it on my channel. And I recently read earlier this year, This Could Be Us. And I'm going to be back to talk about Kennedy Ryan. I think I'm going to finish her series because her next book is dropping in March 2025. So I wanna read that, and then I think I'm gonna come back and just like talk about the series as a whole, and then I'm also gonna read this one. So this one's called Real. As I said, it's a story about creatives in love. And let me tell you something. I ain't got all day because, like I said, my camera's about 10% right now, and I just changed the battery. I'm just like, when Kennedy Ryan talks, I listen. When she speaks, I'm sat. When she writes, I'm reading. I'm traveling back to being in Barnes and Nobles and was it the S? Being in that discussion with her book talk. And Kennedy has a certain type of way of writing that I appreciate. Like I said, I'm not trying to be on my podium and talking all day about why I appreciate her as a writer. But like hearing the passion in the way she speaks about writing, and the importance of how she writes about love, and the importance of how she writes about women being loved on great, and like having these dialogues and really complex relationships, and like incorporating all of that into her work. That's why I'm tuned in. And I've only read 2 of them. I don't know the other ones. I've only read those 2, but like those 2, I've taken away an amazing appreciation for her as an author. I'm just excited to time travel, because guess what? This is also within the Harlem Renaissance. Isn't that funny? Ain't that funny? Yeah, it's funny to me. So yeah, that has been my stuff. Oh, let me take this out because she signed it. But let me tell you something. That lady in Barnes and Noble, she gonna have to see me. The manager who was taking pictures, let me show you the buffoonery that she took. She gonna have to see me immediately. Yeah, immediately. You're gonna have to see me, sis. Because I didn't even go up there and have a lot to say. I said I'm gonna keep it condensed because I know people are waiting. If I was in the back of this line, I would want people to be rushing up their stuff too. So I went up there and I said a quick, fast, and a hurry, my little 1-2 thing about her. I said, Kennedy, I appreciate you. This is why. And the rest of it, I'm gonna save for a DM because I know I'm on a time constraint. And she's watching. I should have known when that lady took my phone and she was sitting there looking back at the line and looking at the hoopla going on. She wasn't gonna take a good picture. But if you rushing people, and I wasn't even up there for that long. What is this? And I was like, okay. I took my phone back and I didn't even look at the picture because I just knew that she wasn't going to disappoint me. But you know what? How it was a crazy subtle foreshadowing that was happening, because the girls behind me was like, oh, I really hate people take my pictures because they don't be taking pictures good. Why it happened to me? Why did it happen to me? A subtle foreshadowing happened to me. So that was the one of the pictures she took. And that was the second picture. Because I guess she realized on the first one she messed up. Because here's the first one. And it's not even that bad. Cause Kennedy was mid like taking in my compliment. I think I had just said something like about her pen, or just I think I might just called her beautiful or something like that. But she wasn't ready. And if I would have saw that, I would have been like, Miss. So you saw that one and was like, oh, she wasn't ready. And then you press it again. Hold on a second. Let me wind it up for you. Boom! Right in your... Anyway. So that has been my excursions. I really, really enjoy going to book talks, book themed events, getting my art in for the month, for the quarter. I'm trying to increase that where it's just like exposing myself to more art. I usually do like a museum, a show, which is like a play or a dance or something, and reading a book. I try to like incorporate that routinely. So I'm trying, and as I'm doing that, I'm gonna bring it here. Bring it here. Okay? So yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you got any of these books. I don't have no outro, but I'm finna go. Bye.